So today we are continuing our coverage on Godzilla X Kong 3, aka Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Now I know why people keep going, yo, why don't you like the title Supernova? Because this is supposed to be a serious movie focusing more on Godzilla. Supernova sounds a bit childish. So even more alleged spoilers and leaks are going around since we did the video a few days ago. This makes a lot of sense. Why? Because they're shooting the movie. Just like our coverage with the Fantastic Four and the current coverage we've been doing and Avengers Doomsday, there is so much to talk about, leaks, news and rumors, whilst they're actually shooting the movie. We know they're currently shooting this movie over in Australia. We know they're going to be shooting part of the movie in America. So it makes sense for leaks and spoilers to allegedly come out whilst they're shooting this movie. I've been covering this stuff for 5-6 years here on the channel, so this is normal. It really is normal. And most of the information we've covered for Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, turned out to be true. This information sounds pretty interesting. It is kind of similar to stuff we've gone over, but it gives us a little bit more pieces of the puzzles. So check us out on Instagram if you want to follow us over there. Got a channel over there where I can actually talk about this stuff and reveal set leaks, etc. and maybe post stuff that I shouldn't post here because YouTube has a very strict guidelines. Also check us out on TikTok, Warstu. Gonna be posting over there very, very soon. And also if you could, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So I will leave the source down below if I remember. So it reads like this: emit a wave of unexplained Titan awakenings erupting across the globe. Monarch scrambles for answers as ancient giant rose with no clear pattern and seamlessly no trigger. Now, what is interesting about this line right here is with the teaser trailer that we got for this movie, which was very unexpected, but it is becoming standard procedure now for studios to basically confirm they are shooting. They did something similar with Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, where they revealed a concept art that we had the reveal of Scar King. There is a very, very interesting segment in the trailer. Now I'm going to actually overlay something right now. I'm going to try and get better at overlaying footage and what I'm talking about, but it's hard because I get plagued with copyright claims when I use footage. So there's a picture I'm going to overlay right now where we have a mass awakening, and our friends over on Twitter and our Instagram, Mr. Goji, posted this image recently, which says, do you think we see another mass awakening in Godzilla X Kong Supernova? And the information we're going over from alleged plot leak says, a wave of unexpected, unexplained Titans awaken, erupt across the globe. So it does kind of line up with what we already know. And we have kind of unverified information going around saying there is going to be so many Titans in this movie. You could call this movie Destroy All Monsters from Outer Space. Okay, I'm just being a bit over the top. So it reads like this. In the ensuing chaos, Monarch intercepts another mystery distress signal, not from Hollow Earth, but from within the moon itself. Okay, we're going to come back to this. So this information is really interesting because in the last video we focused predominantly on the information of the threat coming from space, right? Being, you know, Space Godzilla or some variants of that. But the Hollow Moon was built by alien astronauts. Now, I know sometimes I talk really fast, so it sounds like I'm saying something I'm not actually going to be saying. So realistically, we should be focusing more on who is sending the signal to Earth, if it's actually going to be some kind of alien race that is still alive, that is trying to warn Earth, similar to the way the Iwis warned of Scar King and Shimo had been freed from their tombs. So it's not really about, yo, Space Godzilla, Space Godzilla. It's about who is sending this signal. Now, there is a theory out there and ideas out there that Mothra is going to be warning either Godzilla or Kong about an imminent threat that is coming. But it is interesting that more plot alleged information is saying similar stuff. As Monarch investigates, the truth is uncovered. Our moon is no mere rock, but an ancient artifact satellite placed here eons ago by a long dead alien race. Its purpose, not surveillance, but warning. Placed there eons ago by a long-dead alien race. Its purpose, not surveillance, but warning. Okay, interesting. Something is on its way, something evil, and the Titans may be Earth's last hope against what's coming from beyond the stars. Now, even if this information isn't somewhat true, it does line up with what we know. Then if we get back to this image again, mass Titans awakening because are they sensing some kind of signal? Now, we did have in an earlier plot leak that for some reason there was going to be something down in Hollow Earth that was stolen, and Godzilla was going to go mental because he wanted it, and it caused him to go absolutely insane. So if something like this was to happen, is there going to be some internal and external battle between Godzilla and Kong themselves? We do know they are going to kind of have to fight. That, I mean, it's called Godzilla X Kong, which essentially means Godzilla and Kong. So there will be some fight between them, even if they're not fighting properly. But it is interesting how, I don't know what other people are thinking, but yeah, in my last video, I did focus too much on, is it Space Godzilla? Is it Warstu? Is it Destroyer? It could be anyone, but it's like, who is actually behind this alleged warning signal? Because it says, not surveillance, but a warning. Is Space Godzilla just the start of this destruction of the multiverse? Are we going to the I know you guys I read the comments. I know you guys I'm not saying they're going to go to the multiverse, but we all know if Space Godzilla is actually going to be said villain, he's not going to be the final end game level boss in the MonsterVerse. As we know, they're very profitable movies. They make a profit, and like Marvel and DC currently, it's all about the toy sales. So there is so many avenues and way they're going to go. I know I made comments about, the MonsterVerse is going to do an MCU and DC and, have the multiverse, but I still think that could be cool, having an evil Godzilla and an evil Kong from the multiverse instead of bringing like someone like Space Godzilla through. That could be insane, but this whole space moon, I mean, we've even had the Titans video game of Godzilla. There's literally an image of Godzilla looking out to said space, said moon, for some alleged reason. It's going to be very interesting when we find out exactly what is really going on. Who is behind it? Okay, cool. We're going to get a threat like Space Godzilla or like Bagan or something like that. But who is behind the warning? That is more interesting. These movies aren't really, they're much deeper than what we actually expect. So this is kind of somewhat similar to the other information we went over. The moon plays a central plot to the movie. Mothra is returning to war. Another terrible space monster approaching Earth. The approaching space monster from Earth throws the balance into whack and causes mass chaos. But okay, if Mothra is the warning, right? But warning against what? Who is it? Then it goes on to say, Dan Stevens has an advanced Titan medical equipment to help patch the Titans. A new monster is built from Mechagodzilla to give aid to the battle. Interesting. I love going over this stuff, and I guess you can say, I didn't really go over anything new, but I so did. I took it from a different angle. And like I say, I like doing the MonsterVerse videos the most on the channel, but it's very hard to go over a lot of stuff. So when new plot leaks do arise around, and we will go over them, and sometimes I will go look on the subreddit to see what chat is going on there. Some of these ideas may come from there. This one came from 4chan. I can't find the original link. If I do, I would tag it down below. I'll put the image over where I'm reading it from at least. So yeah, it's going to be a good time to be a MonsterVerse fan. And hopefully, because they have a ridiculous time in post, they don't need 2 years in post. I don't care what anyone says. Hopefully, we can get a trailer at Comic-Con next summer, being summer 2026. Because we're not going to get, we could get one this year. They throw a teaser out there. They might say something. They know there is a huge MonsterVerse fandom online, but I don't expect a trailer this year. We've already had a teaser trailer. Maybe they could throw us a bone, Legendary, or as Warner Bros. Discovery is just a distributor. Maybe they could throw us a freaking bone. Who knows? So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And check us out on Twitter, WarstuJ, and check us out on TikTok, WWarstu. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.